Oh, it's PV Nova again. Do you remember when I told you about the 2 ringtones I composed for Wiko? Well, I must confess I didn't tell you everything. Black and white, close up, piano. I also composed 2 alerts for them. And 2 alarm tunes, but that story is for the next episode. Come on, let's go to Marseille. Creating the ringtones was a very interesting and appealing challenge, a classic task for a composer. But honestly, nowadays, who still uses a smartphone to call anybody? Sorry. Allô? Oh, maman, c'est pas le moment, je suis en train de travailler là. Mais oui, j'ai pris une écharpe, oui. Mais tu sais, il fait presque beau, on est à Marseille là. Ok, je te rappelle, bisous. The young generation uses its fingers to communicate, spending all its time texting and chatting online. That's why smartphone brands pay particular attention when it comes to alert and notification sounds that are shorter and not looped. And for a musician, this challenge is quite considerable because the shorter it is, the trickier. You don't have time to lose, you have to find a good idea and to stick to the nuggets. Okay, let's have a look at the specifications. Okay. There you go. It has to be short, immediately recognizable, pleasant, representative of Wiko's values,
Game changer.
Humaine.
Impertinente.
in tune with its new sound identity, not boring, immediately audible, simple, differentiating, high-pitched, and so on. Okay, so all of this in less than a second. So I started to work in a flash. And the best way to proceed is to be methodical. I believe that the choice of tone, that is to say the choice of the instrument, was essential. So I started thinking about 2 instrument families, percussions and plucked strings. Whenever you hit a drum, a snare, a bell, a drum head, a drum skin or whatever, it also releases a note. These notes are particularly audible on an instrument like the djembe. You have a low-pitched one and a high-pitched one. In Wiko's new sound identity, you have the muted electric guitar that plays this. Okay, that's 1/8 to 16th and 1/4. That's obvious, so what's even the point of saying it? You hear 2 different notes, A 3 times and then C, the minor 3rd to conclude. So I made an arrangement of the guitar riff for a djembe, which led me to... Let's move on to the other instrument family, the plucked strings. By plucked, I mean that they are not played using a bow like on a violin, nor being hit like on a piano. The most striking example is the guitar and all its derivatives. With this kind of instruments, you hear both the melodical and percussive aspects. These sounds have a strong attack. That means that the very first milliseconds sound a lot stronger than what follows. It's a sound that immediately catches the ear. My attention was particularly drawn to the ukulele. It's high-pitched, but yet it sounds warm because it's made of wood with nylon strings. It is cool and fashionable, and with its shape and simplicity, it embodies the fun side of music. In conclusion, it kicks some butts and changes the game. It suits me and Wiko too. A minor interval is culturally interpreted as intense or ultimately dramatic, whereas a major interval is more open, let's say happier. Minor, oh, major, hey. So to stay in tune with Wiko Sound Identity, I kept the A and the C, and then I added an F, so that it makes all together an F major chord, which is more open and happier. You will find these 2 alerts on the latest Wiko smartphones. I hope you liked them and found the video interesting. Now watch the next episode to discover the 2 alarm tunes I've composed for Wiko.